listening to scary stories, and then now it's all together into one, you know. So today's video is some more scary stories from Reddit, and I am proud to announce that this is a collaboration or featuring video, whatever you want to call it, with that story I forgot to add. So they ran out of the house, and then they said when I returned to his girlfriend's house, her mom was sitting on the doorstep. She said she kept seeing shadows move. When I was a child, I lived in an old Victorian house, and I would always hear laughing while I was trying to sleep. I was an only child with a single mother, and when I was about 5 or 6, I would wake up hearing laughter in the hallway in the middle of the night. After mentioning this to me, Mom, she swore it was probably just the TV being on late. One night, I awoke hearing the laughter in my room. I went to sit up, but I felt like there was someone holding my shoulders down, invisible hands gripping into my shoulders while I heard laughing. I screamed my little heart out. Me Mom ran into my room, flicking on the bedside lamp, convincing me it was just a dream until I said, but my shoulders hurt. She lifted up my t-shirt, and there were 2 adult-sized handprints on my shoulders. I honestly thought I had imagined it, and it had never happened, but the other day I mentioned it in a passing to me Mom, and she went blanket white and said, I don't want to remember that. Damn. That's pretty creepy. That's pretty creepy. That's pretty creepy too. A couple of friends and I were at the annual fair held at a local park. One year, being 14-year-old girls, we thought we would be cool and separate from the large crowd at the fair by walking along a rather long walking trail that starts at the fairgrounds and travels on for a few miles. Well, it was late in the evening, and the lighting was bad. We were sitting at the mouth of a tunnel, which sat at the top of a secluded hill. When a lady and a baby approached us, she asked us if we knew a man who was standing at the bottom of the hill near a bench looking in our direction. We told her we didn't, and her response was, well, he's been following you for a while. I don't know what he's up to, but you should be careful. Needless to say, we hightailed it back to the fair. Creepy, 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 creepy. Alright, well that was my last story. Now it's time to enjoy ASMR Relaxation Station's stories. So keep watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy. Check out his channel, subscribe if you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Peace.
Hey everybody, please go over to Crispy Tingles ASMR's page and give him some love, alright? Subscribe to his channel. He has lots of great content, lots of scary story whispers, as well as lots of tingles, 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 tingles. We're gonna get right into it, and I'm gonna start with my first one here, and it's titled This New Old House. We bought an old house, my spouse and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal, but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered that the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with the dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one text say, "Yep, it's human." next one here is titled, I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. My parents constantly try to explain to me how sick he is, that I am lucky for having a brain where all the chemicals flow properly to their destinations like undammed rivers. When I complain about how bored I am without a little brother to play with, they try to make me feel bad by pointing out that his boredom is likely far surpasses mine, considering he is confined to a dark room in an institution. I always beg for them to give him one last chance. Of course they did at first. Charlie has been home several times, each shorter duration than the last. Every time, without fail, it all starts again. The neighborhood cats with good eyes show up in his toy chest. Oh, cats with gouged eyes out showing up in his toy chest. My dad's razors found dropped on the baby slide in the park across the street. Mom's vitamins replaced by bits of dishwasher tablets. My parents are now hesitant, using last chances sparingly. They say his disorder makes him charming, makes it easy for him to fake normalcy and to trick doctors who care for him into thinking he is ready for rehabilitation. That I will just have to put up with my boredom if it means staying safe from him. I hate it when Charlie has to go away. It makes me have to pretend to be good until he gets back. My next one here is titled, There's No Reason to Be Afraid. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse. We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard. But our favorite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some mornings, Betsy and I would wake up, and on each of our nightstands, we'd find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night. She just wanted to take care of us. Among the house's original furnishing was an antique wooden chair, which we kept against the back wall of the living room. Whenever we were preoccupied watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch that chair forward across the room toward us. Sometimes she'd manage to move it all the way to the center of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mother just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we moved out, I found an old newspaper article about a farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she hanged herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room, with a woman's body hanging from the beam. Beneath her, knocked over, was an old wooden chair, placed exactly in the center of the room. And my last scary short story here was, let me just see. I saw him there. He stood against my window. His forehead rested against the glass, and his eyes were still and light, and he smiled a lipstick red, cartoonish grin. And he just stood there in the window. My wife was upstairs sleeping. My son was in his crib. I couldn't move. I froze and watched him looking past me through the glass. Oh, please no. His smile never moved, but he put a hand up and slid it down the glass, watching me. With matted hair and yellow skin and face through the window, I couldn't do anything. I just stayed there, frozen, feet still in the bushes I was pruning, looking into my home. He stood against my window. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed and got some spooks. I sure did while looking through some of these short stories. Some of them were rather disturbing, so I didn't want to read them for ASMR, but I found these ones bone-chilling, kind of, so I hope you all enjoyed. And again, if you haven't, please head over to Crispy Tingles ASMR page and show them some love, some subscribes, and hopefully we can do some more collaborations in the future. Anyways, take care, guys. Have a great day.